What is up guys, it's your boy Swole. I'm here, back with another Classic WoW video for the fresh Classic WoW servers, aka the 20th anniversary Classic WoW servers. Now, we are getting fresh servers on November 21st, which is dubbed called the 20th anniversary servers for Classic WoW, and we're getting one fresh PvE server, one fresh PvP server, and one fresh hardcore servers as well. And these servers have been documented, or like Blizzard have made a blue post showcasing that there are some changes coming to these servers. Now, for the most part, that's quality of life features, so graphical updates, and also the Chronoboon displacer, and a bunch of just the regular small quality of life changes that happened throughout the years of Classic WoW back in the day and Classic Era as well. And based on these servers coming out with some changes, a couple of things have sparked in the community where people are asking for more changes. So that's kind of what we're talking about today. Which changes should be in these servers? A couple of people have asked for example, double, or not double, dual talent. So having the option to respec and have two different talent sets to go between, instead of paying for a respec every single time. So dual talent specialization, for example, and stuff like that. Now, the purpose of today's video is to talk about exactly that, which changes should be in these servers, if any at all, and what do you guys feel about this. Now, for the purpose of this video, we're going to go over to Reddit and take a look at some Reddit threads about this as well. Now, before we do that, I just want to say real quick that we are doing a couple of discussion videos at the moment. We just did one earlier this morning, there's one coming out right now, and there's one coming out not tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a guide type of video, and the day after tomorrow we have another discussion type of video, and I will have way more guides coming out, by the way, and they're usually focused on gold making, gold farming, professions, and flipping or investments, like anything about the economical side of the game itself, and they are on their way, but they will be out after the servers have come out, because I believe when it comes to discussing the servers and talking about what should happen, what is happening, what we're feeling, I think those videos should be coming out before the servers are here, because if people want to have a change, that change should be here as soon as possible. So I just wanted to mention that there are guide content coming out, there is guide content coming out, and they will be out like a couple of days after release, and scheduled like every single day after the release, pretty much. Now, with that being said, let's go over to Reddit for a bit here and take a look at what people are saying when it comes to different quality of life changes that could be on these servers. And once again, I want to know all of your opinions on these in the comments down below, so feel free to leave whatever you think in the comments once again down below. So we're going to start this off with this one right here: dual talent specialization and instant mail between alts. And for me, I think this is a great idea. I would not mind dual spec and instant mail at all, but the problem here is, when you start making some changes, you open the door to changes, and it's all about the domino effect. When you make one change, you make two changes, then you make three, and where does it end? So, even though me personally, I wouldn't mind having both dual spec and instant mail, it's just, where does it end? And the domino effect that could happen from this. Now, instant mail between alts, I believe that one doesn't really have any negative impact. Like, that's just a quality of life upgrade for me, so I don't see anything bad with that one. And if anyone does, please feel free to inform me through the comments once again down below. Now, I just want to point out that a lot of people are asking for dual spec. You can see here in this post, dual spec and instant mail, and it has a 291 upvotes. I have my upvote as well, and 141 comments. We also have this one right here, another post about dual spec. Dear Blizzard, we want dual spec with fresh servers, and this one has 434 comments and 819 upvotes, and once again have my upvote as well, because I would not mind. I think this would be great, especially as a mage, for example. I will have one farming spec and one raiding spec. And same thing on the hunter, I want to be beast mastery, for example, have a different farming spec and a different raiding spec, instead of just having to respec all the time. Then we have another post who just wanted to really get this in there, how much people are asking for dual talent specialization. This one as well, 176 upvotes. And we have a final one right here. Let us have dual talent specialization, quality of life, with almost 900 upvotes again. Now, once again, personally, I would not mind having dual talent specialization at all, and I think it would just be an added benefit to the game, but I can see the negative impact of it basically opening the floodgate to changes, and then where does it end? And you also have the gold sink of having to respec takes gold out of the economy, which, like, having those gold sinks is actually a good thing for the health of the game itself, but it can be annoying, like, when you have to pay that fee just to respec, and the more often you respec, the more annoying that fee actually becomes. But the thing is, we had a dual talent specialization in Season of Discovery, and I'm not sure if we had it in Season of Mastery, I can't recall, but definitely in Season of Discovery. So with that being said, like, both the brand new, like, relaunches of Classic WoW or the seasons, or at least Season of Discovery, we have had a dual talent specialization, and it's something people were really asking for and really happy when it came out, and I feel like maybe not for this fresh, but if we ever get another fresh, I would love to see some more quality of life changes. Now, we also have this thread right here which highlights multiple quality of life changes, and I want to touch on all of them just to talk about what I think. So number one is dual spec once again, or free / very cheap respecs. Now, if they're going to go down the route of this, I would love to see dual spec rather than free or cheap respecs. Just put dual spec in. If you're going to do anything to respecking or like anything to the specs, dual spec would be the way to go. Number two, faction balance. We're already getting that, but only on PvP servers, and there's no real need to do a faction balance on a PvE server anyway, because if you're a horde, it doesn't matter how many people play Alliance. So we already have faction balance, so this one is already here. I believe this one right here calls about the only quality of life changes we need and / or have. So it both includes ones we don't have and the ones we already have. No GDKP, we already have that. Buffs and debuffs, I don't think they mentioned at all. No PvP rank DK, I do believe we have the new PvP systems, that this one shouldn't really, doesn't really matter. And then we have summoning stones. I am going to say absolutely not on this one. I do believe some of you guys might be against me on that, and people would generally like to see summoning stones, I believe. But for me, when you don't have a warlock, there's something about just walking to dungeons together and having to walk there. Like, you plan your questing around where the dungeons are, and you either plan on having a warlock or you know that everyone has to run. So for me, summoning stones, like, it was great when it came into the game, but for vanilla WoW, I don't want to see them. Meeting stones is fine just to like see where the dungeons are and have stuff like that, but an actual summoning stone, either you have a warlock or you walk. It is WoW. Walk or warlock. Then we have guild bank, maybe. This one, I don't know. Like, what do you feel about guild banks? It wouldn't really make or break the game at all for me, so like, I don't care. Like, do we get it? Good. Do we not have it? Who cares? For me, this one is just like, whatever. And then, please have in-game player mods who can actively ban bots and gold sellers. I mean, we are allowed to dream. This would be absolutely great, like in-game game masters, but it is never happening. And I'm just gonna say that again, it is never happening again. We had it like several years ago, this is a long time ago, and we're not gonna have it again. I'm just gonna say that right now, it's not happening. Now, I believe discussions like this have kind of arise, I don't know, but like came up because we have recently had a Season of Discovery where Blizzard have put everything, like they've thrown everything at the wall when it comes to changes, just to see what people react positively to and what people react negatively to. So in a lot of people's eyes, it feels like we are regressing when it comes to launching Classic WoW with no changes, when we recently had, well, we still have Season of Discovery with all of the changes, and a lot of SOD players are wondering why not just put in the positive things, like the changes in SOD that people reacted positively to, and put that in Classic WoW this time around. And to that, there's like multiple ways to look at this. Number one, yes, we could put those in, but I believe that this Classic Fresh server is kind of to give a nudge to people that once again want to play Classic WoW the way it was back in 2019. It is not Classic Plus, nothing like that. It is just Classic WoW. the way it was meant to be back in 2019, with a couple of minimal changes, like the Chrono Boon Displacer, like stuff like that, and the quality of life, quality, graphic updates, and some small quality of life things about the PvP system, and I feel like this server is way less about these changes and more about just replaying 2019 over again, and also giving people that didn't play the first time around the option to do so this time around and mimic the way it was back in the day. And for future freshers, we might be looking at more changes, hopefully, just to kind of spice it up. But yeah, I wanted to bring it up because I'm seeing a lot of different things, like different suggestions, both on Reddit and the comments of my videos of people who want summoning stones, people who want dual talent specialization, and SOD players who are wondering why not just put in some of the positive things from SOD as well and make some class changes to make more classes playable. Some people don't want to play Classic again because there's only certain classes that are viable. If you play a Boomkin, for example, good luck. If you play a Shadow Priest, good luck again. Meanwhile, in SOD, they are performing very good, especially Shadow Priest, for example, and Classic WoW, it's going to be the same thing over again, warriors and rogues, and then healers and tanks, right? That's going to be the raids. Either way, I wanted to hear once again what you think about this, so leave your comments in the, well, comments down below, and I'm just going to say I am very hyped for the Fresh Classic servers. I will have another video coming out on either tomorrow or the day of release, talking about my plans more in depth, because I plan to make a guild on these Fresh servers. The only thing is, I am very torn on which faction I want to play and where I want to start, because I kinda want to play hardcore, but at the same time, I recently played hardcore, and I'm also not in OnlyFans. I am too small to be in OnlyFans apparently, and that's fine, but if I'm going to play on the PvE server, I've never played Horde before, but I've also always played Alliance. So for me, if I'm playing on the nostalgia factor of Classic WoW, well, all of my nostalgia is attached to being Alliance. Meanwhile, playing Horde would be a new experience. On the other hand, I could for example play Alliance first, and then make a Horde on hardcore in, let's just say, half a year from now. There are so many ideas, and they gave us 8 days to plan. I don't know, but once again, let me know your thoughts on the changes in the comments down below, and that's the video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, subscribe for more Classic WoW content, and thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you again in the next video very soon.